Got a Twosun. Let's spin it. Nice. And get it out of this box. Let's check it in. Okay. Yeah. Little cutie pie here. Some titanium. What I'm seeing right now, it looks like red G10. Some inserts. Lots of titanium going on. Alright. Let's get rid of boxes and packages. Nobody cares about that stuff. Me neither. Alright. Looks like we're a little oily. You already know the model number. I'm trying to get into the knife so I can see if it's on the blade. It is. I already see it right there. Let's just reveal it. Come on, man. What's up with the focus? Alright. Wong Design, Twosun Ts468, 14C28N. This one's been on the bench for a minute. Kind of been down with my, down with the sickness, stupidity. Yeah, so I'm catching up. Lots of Twosuns, lots of all kinds of stuff, man. All right. Kind of like it. Let's see it. Got some jimping there. Nice flipper tab. It's a little low to the pivot. Wow. Yeah. Look at this thing. This reminds me of something. What's this remind me of? I don't know. We'll see if it comes to me. Recurve. Drop point. Interesting. Light knife. Very light knife. I'm going to say definitely under 4 ounces. Ooh, that Spidey flick didn't work. It's a little high. I mean, high and up this way towards the pivot. Might help if I run it a little bit. It's got quite the little, even though it's a drop point recurve, it's got a little belly there. I have to get way up to get the tip. I mean, in order to get that tip, you're coming to here, like way vertical, man. Pretty decent drop. Nice little flip. Try the thumb. Yeah, I can get that thumb. But I am a thumb master. Just something about my hand will throw a thumb out there. Like some guys are Spidey flick masters. I mean, yeah, so right away. Put a lot of design consideration into getting up here. Don't you tell me, man. Yeah, I'm talking under my breath. Wonder if I can fail it. I'm gonna try before I take it apart. Nope. Yeah, that's how good it's running. I gotta try that Spidey flick. Oh, look at this pocket clip. I mean, if your pants are made out of paper, wow, is that thin under there? Come on, man. I already know. Thick stuff? Nope. Jeans? Maybe not. Wow, is that thin under there? But we'll see. I mean, I don't want to prejudge it. What's this about? Is that a front flipper? Come on, surely not. It's kind of shaped like one. Nah. Alright, Spidey flick. Oh. No. Oh, man. Yeah, you gotta want it. Where am I locked up? I'm gonna look at it when I get in it. So this lock is just on the inside of that frame scale. That scale right there. We'll see where that is when I take it apart, which is right now. Let's get in it. Ooh! Don't tell me. Might have that white Loctite in it. I can't grip with this hand, so I'm going to lay it on a bench, which is kind of out of sight, but it is what it is. What it is. Yeah. Let's see if it's white. White Loctite. Come on, man. Yeah, what do you think? White Loctite. just smashed on there. But it came loose, so I mean, I'm criticizing it with my snarkiness, but it came loose, so at the end of the day, it's all good. Right? Sit here whining about something that actually didn't lock me out. That doesn't make no sense at all. I need a crybaby for no reason. Yeah, it worked just fine. Alright, where are we at here? So here's the amount of movement for lockup. There it is right there, and that's where it is locked up. Like less than a millimeter. So I ain't gonna be messing with that. We're just gonna clean it up, lube it up, and put it back together. Do I need to get under these right here? That is the question. Tell you what, we're going to get under this one just to see, and we'll let it decide whether we get under the other one. Oh, come on. Got that pivot out of there. Racetrack washer. And let's get T6 and we'll take that scale off. See if it's oily, man. Moment of truth. Yeah, it's completely covered in oil. So, I mean, they gotta come apart. They gotta come apart. It is what it is. Let's get this side. Pocket clip is recessed into the titanium. Titanium's got a nice gray, is it a coating or anodized? Surely it's anodized. It's got kind of a bead blast finish on it. Nice gray color. I like it. Kind of a gunmetal gray thing going. And not near as much oil on this side as the other side, but we ain't taking no chances. All right, let's dry it off, clean it up. Oh, is Twosun getting busy right now or what? I mean, I know I'm not making it up. Like, as a fanboy. You know what I mean? No. I don't care who you are. If you're paying attention to what's coming out of Yangjiang, China, Yangjiang, I mean, golly, and all those knives coming out of that region right there, Yangjiang, sixleaf, what's the other ones? RIHE, he's got a bunch. The tiger knives, there's several of them right now that weepy knives. I mean, I got one sitting right here that I need to get to. I mean, I've been meaning to, but I'm so far behind on everything that it's been held up. But yeah, I've got one of these, weepy, and I can tell you the first thing about this thing is it's a monster. Matter of fact, when I'm done here, I'm doing this knife next. Weepy. I mean, don't pay attention to this knife that's on deck and when this one drops, because that don't mean nothing in the order of things. You know, why doesn't it mean anything? Well, because listen, I'm not gonna stack, you know, like 5 Twosun knives back to back. You know, so I'll break it up and bring in another manufacturer, and you know what I mean. So when you see a video, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the order in which I videoed it, which is all the more reason that I shouldn't be talking about other knives while I'm doing a knife, upcoming knives, because who knows when that's coming. You know what I mean? Doesn't make no sense. I don't make no sense. Do you even care about any of this stuff? I don't think so. But Twosun, Yangjiang, China, come on, man. Wow. They spent the winter designing or collaborating with designers, you know, scheduling tooling and manufacturing and production and mock-ups, or if they do mock-ups. I don't know if they do mock-ups or if they just go straight to production and then do a couple of versions until they get it where who knows. I don't know what the process is. I'm ignorant. But goodness, are their models just flying out of there right now. And you know, the overall quality is built into the manufacturing plant. Like, you know, they've improved and improved their millwork, their fit and finish, you know. And so when they run a new knife through there, when I see a new model, there's a level of quality that I expect from these knives now. And they're pretty consistent. All of them. Sixleaf, all of them. I did do a sixleaf recently that was kind of but they didn't sell it as a high-end knife. They definitely presented it as a budget piece, and it was every bit of that. No collars here. Nice look. Pivot look on the one side. I mean, is this not the way to do this? Why mill that to take it? You know, it's captured. There's no need for it. So it's a nice, clean look. I like it. Which one of these is long? Where's the pocket clip? It's in the bottom one. That's where I put it. Okay. It's a good guess. Got a lanyard hole built into the back spacer. Pretty nice. Internal stop pins, riding in the milled titanium. Is that oil on that track? What is that? It's kind of polished right there. And I need bearings and lube anyways. What was I doing? A little bit out of sequence there. Man, is that going to be good. I can already tell. Slick Rick. Knew a guy like that, named that. But we put a little dab there. Oh, quit bumping the camera, man. Wearing a hat, wasn't even thinking about it. I just keep bumping the camera. Bumpity bump. Alright, I think I'm good here. These scales can go on anytime. These inserts. There we go. Going in. Man, there's so much Loctite on that. I wonder if I should clean it. I mean, I don't mind once I've broken the seal, because it helps to lock that pivot screw. The old Loctite. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'd have to put the scale on this side to do the pocket clip, so I'm going to do this other screw. It'll hold everything in place for me. And then I'll put my inserts in, these little G10 inserts that honestly have a nice texture on them, grippy. Which one goes where? That seems right. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. Why is that? I wonder if this scale... I was wondering if it misaligned those screws, but it did not. These four are all the same size, so I'm not really sure why that one went in good. There we go. Just wasn't lined up right. Alright, let's get this side in. Yeah, that running those reverse, it's really coming into play. A lot of times it doesn't come into play at all. I do it, but it doesn't mean anything. But on these right here, it's making all the difference in the world. Like, these are only lining up at a certain little click. Yep. Pocket clip. Nice milling on a pocket clip. Plenty. Look at it, even swoops, man. So is this thing going to be locked in there? Yeah. No concerns about this pocket clip, at least from the coming loose and wallering out perspective. Yeah, not going to happen. Way too much profile going on there. But I mean, what pants is this going to go into? What pocket material? That's the question. All right. Whoops, that is not tight. Calm down, man. Might have to take that out and clean that off. Yeah, that's not even close to being right. And yet, oh, there it goes. A little bit of play there. I'm going to clean that screw off only because I'm having to get way down on there, and I don't like the tension that I'm feeling. It's a little excessive. So I'm just going to take this little brush, but I'm not going to do it over the bench because I don't want that flying all over everything on the bench. So you don't get to watch me brush it. But then you can see it. I got most of that out of there. Let's run it. Let's see what we got. I may run it in and out a few times just to clear those threads. There we go, much better. Yeah, locked up tight. So, I think one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to share it on this video, is I have this little angled piece right here. And so, what I'll do is wedge it in here, and then I'll run that action. So if I wedge that in there, it creates tension on that detent ball right there. And I'll run it through its cycle there to help that action a little bit. All right. Oh, yeah, it made all the difference in the world. Wow. mean, it's almost like there's no detent now. What happened? I mean, I didn't mess with that lock bar at all, but there's no detent on the bottom. I'm gonna have to disassemble this and dig into that, because it went from having a really good snappy detent to none. So I might have debris in the hole on the blade. Could be a couple of different things. I mean, it's fine locking up, yeah. Perfectly good there, but for some reason down here now, none. Right back. Okay, 3 hours later, man, I took some tuning on this thing. I mean, it was just messing around with this. I swapped the racetrack washers from one side of the knife to the other. I swapped the bearings from one side to the other, and I mean, just a lot of taking it apart and rerunning it. But now the blade is centered, because the blade wasn't centered, and there's no detent lash. It's got good detent on the bottom and solid lockup, no play in here, because every move I made, it was giving me something. Like there would be play here or play there, or I didn't have a decent detent. And now the detent is such that with just the slightest little flick on the bottom, I can get it to run out. And the Spidey flick works, the thumb flick. So I've kind of got it tuned 3 ways now. Yeah, so it took a minute. So what are we going to say about this action? Let's keep this video going. I'm going to call it like a B. Yeah, B. It's just not dynamic. It's definitely not up to the level of a standard Twosun. Like I say, I've tuned the crap out of this thing, and it's hydraulic. It's wonderful. I mean, if you put your hands on it, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, this thing runs great, and it does. But out of the box, just getting it going, I mean, it took quite a bit to get here. Am I penalizing it for that? No, it's just not. It's definitely not enough for me to say it's an A-level action. Doesn't drop shut. You do got to kind of coax it down. Is it very hydraulic? Yeah. That's why it's a B and not a C. That back flipper is really snappy. The Spidey flick is crazy snappy. The thumb flick is really snappy. So I'm gonna call it a B, maybe a B plus. Ergonomics. So right out of the gate, is it confident or extra confident? Not very confident. Well, it's definitely a confident grip. That finger guard is very pronounced. Definitely protects the finger from going forward. And then it's got this back ramp with aggressive jimping. So this grip right here, 4 fingers locked in. It's a confident grip in this knife. Yep, no doubt. And then this grip going the other way, it's equally as nice. Just wonderful. Very comfortable in the hand. Boom. Yeah, really nice. This one, not so much. Check that pocket clip. That's been a question. Been a question on my mind. Thick stuff, I don't even think there's a chance, man. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother with it. Standard jean size material. Yeah, even there, it ran out of room on standard jean material. Like, you can't even run this in jeans. You'd have to put it in there the second time it ran, which happens a lot in pocket clips. Like the first time, not so much. You gotta run it. So second time, I'm gonna say that it works. Drier clip tension. Yep. My spot back here, now it's running well, and it's got good tension. So yeah, okay. Redeemed, but it is not like if you're wearing big fat bib overhauls or whatever, no chance, man. That clip's not gonna make it. Safety. Yeah, we're good here. Ooh, that tip. Ah, look at it. I mean, it's literally like sticking out the end of the knife. So yeah, I can get the tip. So the clip is, it's okay on certain material, thin material. The tip is exposed. I mean, if I reached in right here, boom, I'm catching the tip of that knife. I mean, that's like knife 101, man. The tip can't be exposed, but the tip's exposed, and the back, confident that I'm not going to catch the blade through the back spaces, through the scales on the back. Exposed tip though. I wonder if it's sharp. Yeah, crazy sharp right out of the box. Good to go. Price and availability. Okay, so D-Win 99 on eBay, TS468 14C28N. Currently has 2 live auctions running for these on the D-Win auction. Okay, the sixleaf SI seller has a buy it now price of $89 or best offer. So you can make a best offer. You got 5 chances to do that. Also, White Mountain Knives is selling this knife for $89. The code down below, DM10, use that in the coupon section at White Mountain Knives, will get you $9 off this knife. So that basically makes it $80. No tax, free shipping. So if you buy it from the sixleaf seller on eBay, and even if you negotiated it for $80, which would be the same price as White Mountain Knives, if you bought it at White Mountain Knives, you'd get it in 3 days, no tax, free shipping. If you bought it from the sixleaf seller, you're going to pay your local tax. So if you're at 9% tax, you're going to pay $7 in tax on this purchase. You get free shipping, but it's going to take 3 to 6 weeks to get it. So I don't know, it seems like White Mountain Knives might be the choice. Now the question is, could you offer $70 for it, or could you get it in a live auction for $70 or $75? You know, there's the question, because ultimately then, depending on your local tax, it could be cheaper. You know, my local tax is 4%. So let's say I'm paying, $70 for the knife. Well, my tax on that is only going to be, it's like $3. So a $70 knife would cost me $73 plus free shipping. So I don't know, man. I'm a miser. I check all these things, and if I could save $1, I'm looking to save the dollar. I don't know. Is that silly? Depends on how bad I want it, I guess. All right, there it is. Man, this video went long, but this thing give me struggles, man. The action on it. It's got a stonewashed 14C28N blade, full titanium, G10 inserts, titanium pocket clip. It's got an exposed tip on it. I think if I sharpened it one time, I could deal with that exposed tip. And I may do that. You know what? It's not going to cost you all anything. I'm going to do it. Okay, if you stuck around, here's the surprise. Yeah. So, I don't know that I've ever talked about it, but doing these recurves and stuff on the belt system, it works so good. It's not like a stone, man. The belt system runs these angles and these curves so well. All right, so 2 tests. Can I get that tip? Yeah, so the tip's not accessible now. So the clip's okay, the tip's good, and I'm confident back here. So I remedied that. Now the other issue is, what kind of edge is that? I mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of not even fair of me to use this magazine paper, because, when I do an edge like that, it's just beyond sharp. I mean, yeah. crazy sharp. So did I have to do this knife? No, but I mean, with that tip exposure, it was so close that I thought, man, if I just run that edge a little bit, I can resolve it. And so I did. And so if you hung out, I hope you appreciate this blade. Yeah, look at that thing, man. Woo! I can, in that reflection, I got some nose hairs I need to trim. I can see them. All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching, man. Take care.